AFTV Lee, everybody I was speaking to, the disappointment is just so much, you know what I mean? Because again, we said it before the game, a chance for Arsenal to, you know, in a weekend where there's been so many different results that you could say they've gone our way. The teams that are above us at the start of the day either drew or lost. Arsenal, again, don't capitalise it. And, you know, a Leicester team that was coming into this game, we know Leicester are a good side, but they weren't on any form. They'd suffered back-to-back defeats. And really, again, another poor performance by Arsenal. Decent in the first half, attempts, but in the second half, they were nowhere to be seen.
No, it's frustrating, very frustrating. What's more frustrating is that I think from my point of view anyway, is that he sort of picked a team that I was quite pleased with. I thought it was going to be attacking, but let down by the players, I think, the manager. And the manager's let down the fans. I watched it today. I thought first half was okay. I thought we'd done okay first half, but let's give Leicester a bit of credit. That's exactly their game plan, exactly how they played it was how it was.
Counter-attacking football.
Counter-attacking football. Suck us in, lose our heart, lose our discipline, and then get us on the break on one chance. And that's exactly what they did. The lack of creativity in the team today was outrageous. We just didn't have a clue how to break them down. But when I look at it, I'm thinking, right, well, he's played the right team. I watched it today and watch it. 3 midfield players, Ceballos, Partey and Xhaka, playing in a line. Where is the player going beyond the lines? Who's going to get in the lines? Who's going to go beyond the forwards? Make things happen. When you're playing a team that's playing blocks of 5 and blocks of 5 and 5, you've got to have something different. You've got to have some idea of how to break that down.
We don't have that player.
We haven't got that.
Well, you could argue that player's at home playing Fortnite and he's not even been included in the squad. I mean, the player that we wanted to play that position was that Hossein Mawar. We didn't get him. Does it make no sense? Yeah, I mean, he's not. I know we don't want to touch on the Ozil thing, but he's not in the team for footballing reasons. What footballing reasons are those?
Right. I'm not going to touch on that. What I will touch on is the Owar thing, right? We couldn't afford him, and then the club are going out this week, right, and saying go and buy a shirt for £65 when the fans are struggling for financial around the world. But you get us and expect us to go and spend that £65. You run out with the kits on today to show it all, right? Why couldn't you just broke the bank, done a little bit like yourselves, and got Owar, who was something that we needed? Because at this moment in time, we are where we are now because we've got no creativity in this side whatsoever. When you look at it, who's going to come on the bench other than Pepe and give us creativity from midfield? Willock? No. Who else? El Neni? No. You know, there's so many things wrong with this football club at the moment from that point of view. Now, you can go on about tactics, you can go on whatever. Arteta, I'm a big fan of Mikel Arteta, but I'm not going to lose faith with him at the moment. But the questions have got to be asked about him. We are going into games very, very negative. Very, very negative.
No, but we didn't today because he played the 4-3-3 formation that we've been all asking for.
But not the way we wanted it, Robbie. Not with 3 midfield players, not moving, staying in a line. Did you see one of them go past into the box, breaking through 1-2s, making it into the box? No. And you have to look at it and say it's negative football. We've been negative at Liverpool. We've been negative at Manchester City. We've been negative, not great against West Ham. We only just scraped through and all that. We've lost 3 games already. And, we ain't going to beat Man United next week with these tactics. And you ain't got to... There's players in this team, Robbie, that are not good enough. I was just having an argument on Twitter, not Twitter, on a WhatsApp group with my mates. The players like Mustafi, players like Xhaka, they're not good enough. Ceballos not good enough. And I'm going to say this now. I'm going on about a goalkeeper and whatever. It tells you everything you want to know about this football club at the moment. When your player playing so well, week in, week out, every game till the end of the season, winning an FA Cup, the reward for him is to be sold. It's to be sold. That is the reward. So what does that tell you? that you're playing so well, and you get sold. But you can be Xhaka, you can be Ceballos, you can be Mustafi, and you can carry on producing mediocre performances, and you're still playing in the Arsenal shirt. These are things that are not right, Robbie. They're not right. It doesn't give you the right attitude. You know, what has Maitland-Niles got to do to get a game of football at this team? These are questions you've got to ask Mikel Arteta. Why does he not get a game of football at this football club? And then you watch people like Eddie coming on week in, week out, playing in games, doing nothing. He done nothing last week. Come on today. Pepe again, come on today, nothing. These players keep getting rewarded and rewarded and rewarded. And all of a sudden, you're scratching your head and thinking to yourself, well, hold on a minute here. You've got someone like, for footballing reasons, can't get into the squad or whatever, And then you look at it today. You've got it's a shambles, this defensive situation, Robbie. We lose David Luiz today. I said it in there. That goes our creativity from our back player because he's one to pass the ball. You've got Mustafi that comes into the team. Now, I'm not slagging him off. He's had 1 week of training. Right, 1 week of training, he's walked straight into the side. You've got Saliba that's been there all season.
The thing is, the guy who played so well for Leicester, Fofana, was Saliba's partner at St Etienne last season.
So ask the question. Why have you got someone that's come in after a week of training that nobody in Europe wanted, Robbie? Because if somebody wanted him, he wouldn't be here. Right? Come straight back into the side, not match fit. I'm not going to blame him for the goal. You know what I mean? I've looked at it today. Xhaka's, again, caught out. And he hasn't got the recovery running him yet because he hasn't trained, he hasn't played. But you're asking him to play. This is a play.
What's his position, though? I mean, you have a recovery run, but, can't you... If I'm marking Vardy, I say to myself, let me give myself some yards. Vardy's really quick, in behind. Let me stay near to him. Let me give myself... He was miles away, wasn't he?
He was. And the reason why that is the reason why
Vardy's been injured as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I know. But this is the reason, because these players continue to keep making mistakes and continuing to keep letting the manager down. Now, they let down Wenger. These players let down Wenger. Let's be honest about it. They've let down Emery. They've let down Lundberg. And they're letting down Arteta because the reason is they're not good enough. They are not good enough to be playing at this level. We are 8th or 9th. Where was we last season? 8th or 9th. Our two best players in the team at the moment are Gabriel, who's come from France and been excellent, by the way. I thought he'd done well again today. And a teenage kid from our youth team. As soon as he went off today, all our creativity goes. And I think there's a little bit to do with the system. You've got somebody like Aubameyang who you've just turned around and give him 200, whatever money you've given him, right, to be on the periphery of our games. Do you think Ian Wright played out wide left all the time? What was Ian Wright? A goal scorer. So do you put him out wide left, chasing back and helping out fullbacks? No, because his best thing that he did was score goals. Aubameyang's best thing is to score goals. Now, people are going to me, and you can say this, and people can come back at me on this. Yeah, he got all his goals on the left-hand side last year. Well, he did. But the issue is the forward in the middle is not doing it. So, if he's not doing it, get him in there so that he can do it. And I see today, Aubameyang going on the right-hand side. Well, you tell me this now, Mikel Arteta, and tell me everything now. How many goals did he score from the right side last season? Not many. So why are you putting him out there and you're not putting him in the middle? That's a question that I want to know. And people are going, well, he's scored all these goals on his left-hand side. Well, he didn't play on the left-hand side today. There's just so many things. And you can say that the team in the tactical thing. Last week, we said, what a great team. Willian, Aubameyang and Pepe in the side. And he played Aubameyang out on the left and Willian as a false nine. How many more mistakes? Keep making mistakes. Mikel Arteta is going to make mistakes because he's naive manager. So he's going to make the mistakes. We're going to have to accept that. You know what I mean? So if he's going to make mistakes, blah, 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 you've got to have the players being up for it and doing the job today. And they're not. I'm desperate for fucking Lacazette to do well. You know what I mean? Because he does work hard. He does give it his all. But he's missing chances, Robbie, when you man. He's poor today, and you can't. How many? I said it in there today. He's on last chance saloon, and it's happened now. And I'm going to give. You look at a team today, and you can say Arsenal have been negative, but I look at Leicester, and they were completely negative in that first half today. But it's for a purpose, Robbie. The purpose is to keep it 0-0, so when then they get Vardy on, and they know exactly what they're going to do. I don't see that with Arsenal. What was the purpose of having 3 midfield players in the line today? What's the purpose of having Aubameyang on the right-hand side? You've got Pepe that's been playing there all season. There are little things that you've got to ask questions about of the manager today. And I'm not...
Next week's a big game, isn't it? Man United. That's it. If we don't win that game, that could be...
You got any confidence? I haven't got no confidence.
I've got no confidence at the moment. We could be going...
whatsoever.
That could be like a 3 defeats on the bounce.
In the league, without a doubt. This is why that home game was so important today. And listen, I've gone up to Old Trafford for about the last 5 years. This is the worst team Man United have ever had. David Moyes, you know what I mean? Like, worst team he ever had. Well, yeah. And we never won up there then. And now they're half decent. You know what I mean? They've got players there that can destroy us, Robbie. They've got players up front that can destroy us. And you're telling me, Rashford for... Fernandes, whoever they're going to put up there, they're going to have a field day if Mustafi's playing in this team, The fact of the matter is, we've not, in this transfer window, we have not strengthened enough. We've not done enough, and that is a fact. And you can see that today, that there's not been enough done. We're a centre-half missing, because you're bringing on a centre-half that, let's face it, that we've all tried to get rid of. Holding, he's tried to line out to Newcastle at the beginning of the season. Now all of a sudden, oh no, he's the next saviour. No, he's not. Because if he was, he wouldn't be even contemplating a move to Newcastle on loan. And then you've got like a centre-forward we're lacking. And we are lacking a creative midfield player. And the tactics are, I think if Awar was playing today, what would he have done? He'd have played in along a line of 3. There's so many things wrong today, but as bad as it was, I'm going to give Leicester credit today. People slag off Brendan Rodgers a lot, saying what is that? That is a master tactical thing he's done today. He's absolutely outfoxed us, pardon the pun, and done us completely today. And Mikel Arteta had no answer. Yeah, they made their fouls and things like that. They don't, but I want to see Arsenal doing that at some sort of stage. And now if Saka's going to be out for a while, where's our creative? Hopefully not, because I think if Saka's out injured, I think we're in a real problem. We've got real problems because I can't see anybody else giving the creativity he does. Big problems.
Masks. These are the new normal. All you want to do is get yourself an Arsenal-inspired mask. And also, these masks are comfortable. Best ones I've worn, and they actually do the job. If you want to get one, the link is in the description right now. Go to maskfc.com and get 10% off.